Our first sweeping panorama. Not quite sure what it is. We're almost at the tree line. It's getting close. It's kind of shitty weather right now. A little bit of sun, a little bit of rain. Better than the heat, I guess. Lots and lots of bugs. Lots of bugs. Oh, I heard a duck or something out there. Well, this is the Little Shovel Pass. So we're in the middle, passing between two peaks. Don't really know what the name of any of the peaks are around here at the moment on the map, but the map is somewhere in my backpack. Kind of windy up here, a little chilly. I had to dig out a jacket. Lots of gophers running around and a shit pile of mosquitoes, but other than that, not very much. So that's looking kind of west. Everybody's heading on up the trail. Ground's pretty wet up here, but as long as you got a good pair of boots, you're gonna be okay. Another video I can't record, or I can't resist taking. We're coming down into the Snowball now, which obviously is the site of a glacier many years ago. It's pretty green, very, very green. Very humid in here right now. Still lots of bugs. So I suspect tonight we're gonna have to go pretty heavy on the bug dope. Haven't used any yet, so I'm currently getting mauled. Now, it looks like the Snowball campsite in those trees there. You can kind of make out some sort of red human-like object of some sort. This is the Snowball eating area. All these sites are set up so that the camp pads and the eating and the bathroom and everything are all separate, so that if you get odors you don't attract bugs. Our table, we all just finished breakfast. It's coffee time. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. We all kind of slept in today, didn't really get up till, I don't know, 9 or so. There's the bear hangers up there, food hangers. Pretty handy to have. Sure beats the hell out of tossing a stick and a rope over a branch. Well, this is what alpine backpacking is all about. We're working our way now through the Big Shovel Pass, so it's only a few 8 kilometers or so to our next campsite from where we were last night. We're basically heading that direction, up and over that hump, or the cut between the mountains there. Pretty well we're at in the middle of a large alpine field. Fairly easy going right now. Bugs aren't as bad. There's no rain yet, anything like that. That's kind of looking back at our campsite where we just came from. Nice meander down through the trees. And that's about it for this point. I'll get another shot up at the top of the mountain. The top of Big Shovel Pass. 2,286 meters, so we gained about 300 meters since we left our campsite a couple hours ago. I don't know, an hour and a half ago. We've come about 5 kilometers, so it's been quite a climb getting up here. It's pretty cool. I bet you it's no more than 10 degrees or so, but after humping 5 kilometers with the backpack on, it feels quite nice. We're almost right up into the complete alpine. No trees in this area. Still snow left over from last year. Still lots to see, still lots of views. We're going to be descending down the other side and then finding our campsite probably within the next half hour or so. And then from there, once we get set up, we're going to hike, check out the area, look at a few things. As a matter of fact, that's Curator Mountain right there, Mount Curator we call it, and there is a trail to the top, so the goal is to get up there and perhaps, take some pictures, look around, hopefully not fall off. Our campsite's pretty well down in the nestled in that valley on the left side there. There's actually an upper mountain pass lodge there as well. Straight ahead is Curator Lake, and the snow area above it is called the Notch. That's our highest point. It's about 2,700 meters, so tomorrow we're going to be in for a hell of a climb to get up there. Should be worth it though. Should be one heck of a view from the top. I figure from up there you should be able to see it a long ways. Hopefully we're not socked in with either smoke or lots of rain, and it should be good. There's another trail on the right side there. That's the Watchtower Basin on the map, and it's actually, according to our bus driver yesterday, it's a very, very grueling hike that takes you back down to Medicine Lake. This is the Curator campsite down below us. We've climbed up on a ridge overlooking it. It's a bit of a grunt. It's quite steep. There's a cool little waterfall that's fed from Curator Lake, which is up in that bowl there. That's where we'll be going tomorrow. So from here we pretty well sit at the tree line, because anywhere behind us is now just whatever they call it, above the tree line, the alpine I guess we'd call it. That would be Curator Mountain again, from a different point of view. Looked easier to climb from the other side, but from this side I don't think I'm going to have anything to do with that. Looks kind of steep and dangerous for that matter. A little bowl, you know, probably a fun place to take a toboggan in the winter. Could be a little bit crazy, probably get going really fast down here. Looking straight down that way, I can't quite make it out right now, but Marmot Basin Ski Hill is over there. The highway's a few kilometers. It's about 14k to the highway from this point here. So, this is where we're going to be for the night. Off to Tekarra in the morning. This is our first challenge this morning. It's an overcast day. Weather's not bad though, it's probably about, I don't know, 10 degrees out here or so. Good enough for wearing a t-shirt. Nice and cool for the ascent we were about to make. We came down about 200 meters or so yesterday from that ridge up there, which is sort of the crossroads where you continue on upward a notch and whatnot. So we get to have the joy of humping our way back up to that point, and then doing another 300 or 400 meter elevation gain to get over the notch. This here is Curator Lake. Our campsite's named after this point. Our campsite though is almost 200 meters lower than this point. It's been a hell of a climb to get up here. All I can say is it's not raining, and at least the sun's not shining on us. It's pretty cool, probably under 10 degrees out here right now. Feels quite nice, just in a t-shirt. That would be the notch. Unfortunately that's still 300 meters higher than we're currently standing, so get a hell of a climb. On the right side you can see the tracks. People punched through the snow. Bit of a cornice in the middle, so you don't want to go through the middle. Probably pretty deep, probably avalanche prone right now. Trail just weaves along. Hopefully it's not too harsh of a climb, but we'll see. The top of the notch. It's one hell of a climb. I don't know, it took us an hour and some to make it up here. It's a pretty good grunt. I think it's about an hour from Curator Lake. You go about 2 kilometers, but climb a few hundred meters. There's a mountain I intend to climb now. Get a nice view of all the peaks. Pretty well what you see from here is mountains in every direction, as far as the eyes can see. It's not too bad as far as smoke goes. You more or less see. Looking that way is towards the Athabasca River, and then towards the sort of northwest from here there's another valley, kind of where Jasper's on the other side there. We've all dropped our packs and we're all just sort of sitting by the side. Time for a little bit of food after a climb like that. Which, as a matter of fact, a trail up another peak here. So we survived the notch. From here it should be pretty well largely downhill from here. We stand at the Tekarra campsite tonight, and then tomorrow's pretty well just climb back down to the car. This is what hiking in the Rockies is all about. At the notch I followed a trail and climbed up on top of this peak. I'm not actually sure what the name of it is. I think I'm up around 2,680 meters right now. It was actually quite a climb, but from here you look down on Curator Lake again. Back this way is Watchtower Mountain, or Mount Watchtower, I'm not really sure. There's kind of a trail back down that way, but I've heard it's pretty rough. It's a little bit dodgy. It's more for the hardcores. Everywhere you see mountains, mountains, and mountains. Still plenty of snow. It's actually fairly nice up here right now. The sun's finally busted out, and it's warming up pretty good. It's quite the scene. Quite the lung buster. My calves are burning, but it was worth it. It's one of the higher parts of the skyline. It's pretty windy up here right now. It's actually pretty chilly. As long as you stay moving, you're okay, but as soon as you stop for a break there, you cool off in a hurry. Looking back towards the Watchtower again, a lower altitude than I was before, and then down to the valley, which I think is Jeffrey Creek, something like that. It's looking to the north and west. We're getting a hell of a view looking towards the southwest right now, following the Athabasca River, and then out towards the west there, somewhere is Mount Robson, 90 kilometers away. And you can see the Marmot Ski Hill across the way, which means we have cell service, which is kind of funny. There's a odd sense of standing on the top of a mountain and being able to post pictures to Facebook. Lots of tall peaks in this area. Don't know any of the names. Got a map somewhere, but it's kind of buried in my pack. So begins the descent down into the valley here. Mount Tekarra is in front of us, which actually I had entertained thoughts of climbing earlier today, but I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen. Trail is pretty hard on the knees right now. It's pretty steep descent, so it feels like there's a monkey riding on your back beating you down every time you take a step. But I think we'll survive. We've come this far. It's pretty spectacular. We're almost out of the high alpine, going back down into the meadowlands again. Back to the bugs, I'm sure. It's nice up here, there's no bugs. Very few bugs. But next update to Tekarra. The end of a real knee killer descent. Came down, I don't know, about 300 meters or so, long series of switchbacks. My GPS said it we're like 2.5 to 3 kilometers away from the campsite, but it said that for the last hour as we descended, because basically we went back and forth. Anyway, I think the worst part's past us now. We're down in the valley. Hopefully we're going to do a nice gentle descent as we follow this river or stream or whatever you want to call it out past the Tekarra campsite. Pretty little area so far. The bugs seem to be relatively moderate. Could change at any time though. Lake's just over that ridge, but that's the end of our climbing for the day, I hope. Here's the Tekarra campsite, sitting under the shadow of Mount Tekarra, so it's fairly aptly named. Water's nice and close, kind of like Curator. You don't have to go very far to pick anything up or get to any water. Snowball was a bit of a pain in the ass. One of the picnic tables we have going here. Pads are all up the hill a little ways. Lots of bugs, lots of mosquitoes. It doesn't seem so bad down here where it's windy, but back by the tent, it's a feast. It's a blood feast. There's a shit pile of bugs happening. Kind of like our first night. And there's our bear poles. Well, this is the end of the trail for the most part. After days of alpine hiking and spectacular views and following ridges and climbing mountains, it all ends on a trip down this fire road for about 8K. Heard it's a little bit tedious, but oh well, that's the way it goes. At this point I don't really care. After 4 days out here, I just want to get to the hotel and have a hot shower and a hot meal.